So this is... Put this down. So you can find out who are the environmentalists that will replace the senators. Now I looked up on the League of Conservation Voters, which rates the environmental record of all the Congress people. My representative, Gerald Nadler, 100% record, perfect record on all the issues that the League of Conservation Voters, who is a lobbying arm of the environmental movement, they have a list of the dirty dozen, the worst congressmen or senators in Congress. And they were able to replace, I think, 10 of the 12, if I'm not mistaken, or at least 8 of the 12, through lobbying efforts. And then my Senator Chuck Schumer was 91%. And Christine Gillibrand was only 69%. Not a very good record, just barely passing on environmental issues. So maybe she should be replaced. But the real key issue for me is the issue that could transform this world, which is right here. All I'm asking for is $1/3 of $1 trillion through pre-tax income on the top 10%. If you just tax them, what was it, 7.25% on their $4.6 trillion, that would be exactly a third, or almost exactly a third of $1 trillion. That third of $1 trillion, that's $333 billion every year, without taking a penny away. Just require them to invest it first in their own houses, and then in renewable energy projects that could be designated by the Department of Energy, DOE, D-O-E. They just put up $5 billion to weatherize low-income housing. It's in the works right now. And $1 billion of that $5 billion is going to go to train people. There's enormous jobs that are going to be available. We have in this country 70 million homes. That was in 2003. They made another, well, they build 1 million single-family homes almost every year or more. So maybe it's about 75 million. That's unattached homes. Then there's another 6 million that are attached to 2003. So we're talking maybe about 81 million homes. Only 1 million of them so far have been certified Energy Star qualified. It could be retrofit. And the LEED, which is a high level, leadership in energy and environmental design, only 3,000 have been certified. They're making a big effort. The U.S. Green Building Council that does the LEED certification, that creates the standards, they've only had 3,000 houses certified as LEED. There are 4 levels of LEED. Just certified, silver, gold, and platinum. Platinum being the highest. So there's a good opportunity for work. They would just setting up. They want to get lots of providers in this country. People who know, and then each provider will have about 10 to 20 raters. People who go out and rate the building for certification. And each of these raters will have maybe 30 buildings, 20 to 30 projects. So we're talking about each provider will have 600 projects, maybe up to for certification. Oh, the last 5 minutes were on. Okay. Here's the instructions, a 20-second meditation break. Look with your attention forward into the middle. So we're on our last 5 minutes. So my focus is going to be to write these environmentalists, all these groups. I want to send you this leaflet by email. It'll be in the regular email body, and then I'll have an attachment, also the exact same thing, but it will have the structure with the boxes and all, which is 4 boxes, which you won't get in the email body, but in the attachment you'll get it. Or if you want to send it snail mail, send me a self-stamped addressed envelope if you don't want it over email, the attachment. P.O. Box 2866, New York 10163. But I don't go there every few weeks to my email box, my postal box. For dedicated parents, students, teachers, and public willing to improve the curriculum or helping my TV show, you can contact me, DKseed@gmail.com. But right now, I'm just focusing on giving out this letter to those who would like to promote this letter that I talked about during this whole show, which is basically to write your own friends, ask them who do you think. We want to replace the U.S. senators. That's the basic idea. Let them know if they don't want to allow the rich to invest in their own houses, and the well-off to invest in their own houses, to make them, if they won't do that, let's replace them. I'm willing to even replace, I know Gerald Nader, he's not saying a peep, because he has this idea twice. I wrote this idea to him. I'll even write it a 3rd time to him. But he won't promote it, he won't say it, because you have to raise your voice. Write the legislators. I want this, and if you don't do it, I'll replace you. And I'm willing to replace Nadler if he won't do this, with some environmental activist who will do it. To require the rich to insulate their houses. Nobody's sacred. This should be the defining issue for participatory democracy. And then later on, if we're united, we can limit wealth for personal use. There's no reason why people have to live so in these huge extravagances. It's good, or huge incomes. $1 million should be enough for anybody, you know? So we have to limit wealth relative to the median. The median wealth of a family is now about $50,000, in that range, depending on different